You! Who is that? Hercules.
Despite it being one of the most physically taxing sports out there, it's very rare the world pays tribute to the legends of mass and aesthetics. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 famous male bodybuilders. These entries will be based on the bodybuilders who have all made a name for themselves in or outside of their respective sport. We don't need for them to still be competing, but they must have professionally competed at one point or another. And as mentioned, today we're focusing on the men in the sport, as the women deserve their own list.
Okay, girls, thank you. Relax for a moment.
Number 10, Steve Reeves.
I'm tired of doing all these senseless things for the gods. When will I be worthy in the eyes of the gods?
Astonishing the masses with his role as Hercules in the late 1950s, Reeves seemed to accomplish as much as an actor as he did as a bodybuilder. But don't think that means he wasn't an impressive bodybuilder.
Feel that bicep.
Oh my goodness, you're fat. You know you want to exercise.
This Montana native won several competitions, including Mr. America, Mr. World, and Mr. Universe, all before the age of 25. And his is often considered one of the most impressive natural male physiques ever.
I was Mr. America 52.
Oh, I apologize. For a man of 52, you look fine.
He then left competition to focus on acting. And his Hercules flicks helped him rake in box office returns worldwide. Once Europe's highest-paid actor, Reeves' later career was primarily spent extolling the virtues of drug-free bodybuilding.
My father said you put strength ahead of everything, but I know you want us to use our forces only to serve our intelligence.
And you were right.
Number 9, Frank Zane. Referred to by some as the father of aesthetics, and by others as the bodybuilder you'd most want to look like, Zane made huge contributions to his sport during his era. Aside from winning the Mr. Olympia crown 3 years running from 77 to 79, this muscle man inspired a shift that saw the focus move away from pure mass and towards a competitor's proportions and aesthetics.
Don't fall for any kind of schemes of getting big quick. Do not bulk up. Don't get big quick.
Some credit his belief in an ideal physique rather than a massive one with turning the sport into an art form.
Went through that already.
I do too.
One of only 3 bodybuilders to ever beat Arnold Schwarzenegger in a competition, Zane's abdominals are said to be some of the best ever. Number 8, Phil Heath.
You know, when he stands from the front, Dan, it just looks like muscles hanging off him.
Known as the Gift, either for his natural genetic attributes or because he's God's gift to bodybuilding, Heath has dominated the Mr. Olympia tournament since 2011, winning 4 years in a row after dethroning Jay Cutler. Famous for his more than ample arm development and revered biceps and triceps, Heath just has that it factor like few before him.
A lot of people feel like Phil brings an energy to the stage that carries him.
Coming from a basketball background and playing all the way through college, Heath broke onto the bodybuilding scene in 2002 and has since dominated the sport, now owning his own apparel company and supplement brand as well as the best guns going.
Right now I'm doing 2 steak meals, so it's usually like the 3rd or 4th meal and then like the 7th meal.
Number 7, Jay Cutler. This 4-time Mr. Olympia became only the 3rd Mr. Olympia ever to win the title in non-sequential years. Plus, he's come second 6 additional times. How? After graduating college, Cutler intended to become a correctional officer at a maximum security prison. That is, until he met personal trainer Marcos Rodriguez, who coaxed him into the world of bodybuilding. To say he was a natural would be an understatement, and today this ultra-wide competitor has bulk that allows him to pose and flex with the best of them. With rumors circulating about his retirement, Cutler now has his own clothing and supplement lines, so he's still a busy, big guy.
to have that satisfaction of never being satisfied, because you always want to be better, you always want a better physique.
Number 6, Dorian Yates. This bodybuilder was never much of a talker, but more of a shower, winning the Mr. Olympia title 6 successive times, starting in 1992. Yates earned himself the nickname The Shadow by retreating from the spotlight for a while before shows, and coming back with a vengeance to win unexpectedly. A fan of his solitude and low-profile personal life, he turned down endorsements and interviews to stay private. A fan of HIIT, or high-intensity training, a style of bodybuilding that favors short bursts of high intensity rather than drawn-out workouts, Yates is still considered one of the top figures in his field.
You know, I just see myself as a regular guy, a bodybuilder like anybody else. You know, I just happen to be a little bit better at this point in time.
Number 5, Eugene Sandow. In a conversation about the origins of bodybuilding, one can't leave this man out. Crowned the father of modern bodybuilding, Sandow was the first strongman ever to showcase his physique for audiences by way of the poses we see today. With spectators more taken by his muscles than the amount of weight he could lift, he decided to focus on his proportions and physique. In fact, he spent a lot of time perfecting the Grecian ideal, which meant he was a living, breathing version of a Greek or Roman sculpture. That's how he became his era's most well-built man. Number 4, Ronnie Coleman.
Actually, this is his 13th appearance, I believe, tying myself along with the great Albert Beckles for a number of appearances here, but he's getting ready to try and tie Lee Haney the Great with 8 victories.
Becoming a world-renowned bodybuilder is tough, especially when you've sworn to protect and serve your community.
2-time Mr. Olympia, I'm still putting in 8 hours a day.
Add in the fact that the man holds a record 8 consecutive wins as Mr. Olympia, and it's safe to say Ronnie Coleman is a pretty big deal. Considered by some to be the world's best bodybuilder with a workout that aims for size and definition, Coleman has parlayed that success to training videos, endorsements, and more. Plus, the guy is full of catchphrases and wise sayings.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but don't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight. I do it though! Yeah!
Number 3, Franco Colombo.
What a monster. Oh my God.
Those guys are like animals, man. I can't believe it. Look at this one now, wait.
Here's another individual that used strength training as a gateway to get into the bodybuilding industry. Colombo started his athletic career in boxing, moved into weightlifting and powerlifting, and eventually took his place as a bodybuilder. Along with winning the Mr. Olympia title twice, Colombo competed in the first ever World's Strongest Man competition and placed 5th. And that's because he was injured.
We went through many things together. And now I will be competing in the Mr. Olympia with Arnold. Of course, I think I'm going to win.
A longtime buddy and training partner to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Colombo also enjoyed a lengthy acting career. As well as a job as a qualified chiropractor.
I think you drank too much lemonade.
Feel good, feel good.
Number 2, Lou Ferrigno. To call him a hulk of a man would be fairly accurate. Best known for his performance as the Incredible Hulk in the late 70s TV adaptation, Ferrigno enjoyed a successful acting career that blossomed thanks to his bodybuilding. Inspired to bodybuild by Steve Reeves, Ferrigno began weightlifting at 13, long after he'd already lost the majority of his hearing.
We didn't know it at the time. Until Louis was about 3 years old, we found out he was hard of hearing.
But his true rise to fame came from his appearance in the bodybuilding documentary Pumping Iron, which showcased his attempts to beat his good friend Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Mr. Olympia competition.
Push! You push it! All right, that's it. No more, no more. It's a present. We crazy? Here, come on.
Oh, God.
Where's the 5 minutes? Come on.
Today, as a retired bodybuilder, Ferrigno does his part in the fitness world as a personal trainer and consultant.
Hulk, let me tell you something about Peter
Look,
Slater.
please get your hand out of my face and stop calling me Hulk. I'm a person, okay?
Before we spot our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Weights made me strong, made me secure myself, and really made me feel special.
Number 1, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The greatest, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This pick should come as no surprise. Nicknamed the Austrian Oak due to his massive size, Schwarzenegger is the most prominent name in bodybuilding. A one-time amateur and 3-time pro Mr. Universe, and a 7-time Mr. Olympia, with his influence stretching far past his chosen sport. Known for his upper body size and definition, but also careful not to neglect his lower half, Arnie's legacy in the sport is memorialized by his annual Arnold Classic bodybuilding competition, as well as his constant presence at contests and expos.
You take your tank, you own a tank.
Right.
This is a real photo, and you just drive it and crush over, you just drive it over things and crush things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why not?
As you well know, Schwarzenegger is also an actor whose career landed him in some of the most iconic action roles ever.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh, and did we mention he served 2 terms as governor of California?
Our President George W. Bush has worked hard to protect and preserve the American dream for all of us. And that's why I say send him back to Washington for 4 more years. 4 more years.
Do you agree with our list? What bodybuilder do you think did it the biggest? For more awesome top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
And all we need is a muscle man to do the job.
Who do you suggest?